and today we're going to talk about financial freedom. Your net worth would typically be in the range between 1 million to 20 million. For me, it's not about retirement that much. It's about doing what you're really passionate about. I'm Andrew, the founder and CEO of 8 Figures, with over a decade of investing experience at Goldman Sachs. And today we're going to talk about financial freedom. You must have heard about it. Such movements as FIRE, financial independence, retire early, and so on. Let me give you my perspective on financial freedom and what targets you should aim to achieve in order to reach financial independence. So financial freedom generally is when you have just enough capital to cover all your living expenses up until the end of your life. And for a lot of people, that's a synonym of retirement. For me, it's not about retirement that much. It's about doing what you're really passionate about. If you're passionate about traveling, let it be so. You might chill as well. You might retire, of course, but you might work as hard as you used to, or even harder, but just on things that you're really passionate about. So it's really dependent on you, and you are not constrained by that salary to cover your bills anymore because you achieve financial freedom. So what particular targets you should aim to achieve in order to be financially free? Of course, typically people think about net worth when it comes to financial freedom, i.e. the sum of all your assets minus the sum of all your liabilities. And your net worth would typically be in the range between 1 million to 20 million, depending on your location and your living expenses, to be financially independent. Apart from the absolute amount of your net worth, you also want to think about your investment portfolio. You want to make sure that you are not depleting or eating up your net worth over years if you don't receive any extra salary, but rather your net worth at least stays the same or maybe even growing. And in order to ensure that, you want to make sure that your investments are generating you just enough income, or maybe even more income than your living expenses. Another important target is to make sure that you have enough passive income. Your income from your portfolio might not be actually liquid, might not be coming as cash to you, while with passive income, you might have dividends, coupons, rental income, deposits might generate you some interest, even crypto staking, by the way. You might receive just government pension. That's also passive income, since you don't have to work to receive that. If you write a book and receive royalties, that's passive income as well. So think about the ways to create that passive income stream enough to cover your living expenses. Another important target is liquidity. You might have just enough net worth. That net worth even might be growing as you live without salary. You might even have passive income that covers your living expenses. But in case you want to have some big purchase, let's say you want to purchase a new house, or you want to start your business, or there are some urgent medical expenses, you want to make sure that you have enough liquidity to cover those expenses. And good rule of thumb is to have at least 10 years of your living expenses in liquid assets, such as stocks, bonds, crypto, and so on. The assets that you can quickly sell and have enough cash to cover whatever expenses or investment is on the horizon. So let me summarize. You want to have enough net worth to cover your living expenses till the end of your life. You want to make sure that this net worth is actually even growing despite you are not receiving any salary and adding any salary to your net worth. So you want to make sure you have your investment portfolio optimized for that long-term growth. You want to have enough passive income to cover your living expenses. And finally, you want to have enough liquidity so you don't have to worry about fire selling your investments just to cover some unexpected expenses, or maybe even some good investment that comes your way. Thanks a lot for listening. Hit that subscribe button below and let me know in comments what are your thoughts about financial freedom. Are you on track to reach one? What net worth target you have in mind to be financially independent?